So you don't know what you're doing either?
I have no idea.
Guess what? Same here, man.
Let's test that theory. You gotta do what it takes to survive.
All right, hello and welcome everyone. My name is Michael Jobity and I'll be hosting this live stream today, as well as the award ceremony on the 25th to 26th of November. Welcome to the 4th edition of the MiraBan UK Film Awards, powered by the MiraBan Company and founded by our festival director, Jay Minari. The MiraBan UK Film Awards, or MUFA, is a British London-based IMDb qualifying film festival focused on diversity in Auteur movies. As a member of Film Hub London and BFI fan, MUFA provides a spotlight for underrepresented, emerging, and experienced independent filmmakers through weekly live stream Q&A sessions, as well as with its in-person career expo and networking opportunities, and an exciting festival event taking place on the 25th to 26th of November at the Bromley Picture House Cinema. If you haven't done so yet, please check out our festival tickets and VIP pass for the event, and subscribe on our new streaming platform, Stream Auteur, to watch all the officially selected candidates of this edition and vote for your favorite, which will win the Best Film Audience Award. When going to mirabanukfilmawards.co.uk, you can select Art House Cinema on the top banner and then click subscribe. But let's get the ball rolling with our special guest. Please welcome Raegan Rubin. She is having some technical difficulties, so she will be able to be on the call. And if you do have questions, feel free to post them. Hopefully she'll be able to answer them in our follow-up session. But Raegan from the UK and a finalist for Best Student Documentary with her film, Saturnalia. We also have our esteemed documentary juror, Thomas Deshays, on the live stream with us today. Armed with a hunger to explore fashion's relationship with fetish wear, Rubin turned her interests in the subject to uniting fashion, fetish and film for her final major project, Saturnalia, a documentary uncovering her own research in the underground kink scene. Let's take a look. I like the little jazz part at the end there. Awesome. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, Raegan's on with us as well.
Yeah, technology has not been on my side this week.
It's okay. As long as we can hear you and you can hear us, that's great.
Yes, it looks like she might have just popped out. But yeah, no, technology.
I'm there. Yeah, I don't
Awesome.
think the camera's going to work either.
It's okay. It's okay. We can still hear you. That's the most important thing. So we can ask you a question. You can reply.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries, Raegan, at all. But it's such a pleasure to have you on the live stream today. Congratulations on the documentary that you put together. We were chatting just before the live stream on, trying to figure out how you're able to capture, all the footage, the archives, and all the research that you've done. So we have, a bunch of questions for you. I guess my first question, I know we're a little tight for time. I can maybe open it up to Thomas. I know he had a question about the archives, so maybe we can start with Thomas.
Okay, yes, of course. First of all, let me tell you that the teaser we saw is great what you did, but the movie is much more than that, and it's deep with meaning. It's a real work of journalism. So that's something that has to be said. Yes, the archives. I wonder, Raegan, how you put everything together, because it should be such a lot of work. It seems that your background is from the art. You love that, but I wonder how you were able to find all of these sources and put that together.
So the filming was over 8 months of going to different raves and talking to different people, and through talking to people and reading lots and lots of books, I realized that there is a lot behind the subculture that goes all the way back, since the dawn of humanity. But it was really important to me that I show footage from the original subculture during the 90s. So, for example, like fashion shows, like MiraBan, and they very kindly gave their fashion show videos. And then also videos from runways, and then obviously copyright with that was a little bit tricky. So I contacted the Bloomsbury archive, and they put me in touch with the Ukes Net-a-Porter fashion archive. And they really kindly let me have the rights for that. And then I just requested the footage that I thought I would need, and they gave me a lot more. And I really had my pick of all the different runways, which was fantastic. And then the other footage, for example, from very old fetish videos, came from the internet archive, which is like Creative Commons. And yeah, just so much research, which is something that I really, really love doing. And something that I really refined during my journalism degree.
Okay, thank you.
No, that's great. Thanks for walking us through that. It seems almost like it was an investigation, almost like a research project, to be able to, find all this information and then compile it together and still be able to, tell a story and make an impact. So congrats on being able to do that. I guess my question would be, how do you think this film, this documentary, will change like the fashion industry? I know it's kind of like a big question, but I know in some previous interviews I watched of you, you were explaining how the industry is changing and how there's different events that happen in fashion. So I'm just curious to kind of hear your thoughts on the impact that this could have on the industry as a whole.
One major issue that I feel like is, especially my generation, definitely in the design world and then also in the media world, what we're struggling with is when brands take an idea or a style and they lift it from a subculture or from a different ethnicity or another culture, and they really kind of superficially imitate it. And in doing that, they marginalize the voices from that culture and who've actually developed that or thrive from that, really kind of cutting them out of the conversation. I think what we saw last year with the Balenciaga campaign in November, where children were photographed like holding like bondage bears, it was an example, and it's something that Balenciaga has done again and again and again, and other brands, of taking fetish aesthetics and BDSM aesthetics and using it for shock factor. And there's actually a really negative impact on the community and then the wider LGBTQI plus community because they overlap. And my hope with this is to remind creatives that there is such a rich cultural diversity, but also a really, really rich history of people being explorative, and not to exploit that, and that this history is just as prevalent today because the community today is just ever expanding. And there are so many untapped creatives who haven't been given a voice and who should really be invited to join the party because they can add so much to the conversation.
Great. No, thank you so much for your answer. Really appreciate that. I'll hand it over to Jay if he has any questions.
Yes, definitely. Well, first of all, nice to meet you, Raegan. I think watching your documentary again is one of those shocking moments in your lives has been made by students, and then you see that it's much more than that, because it starts from maybe a student framework, but then it evolves, and it is a work of an independent filmmaker. Definitely stands up, and it makes a great, job for the documentary sections. My question to you would be, well, I'm interested in the origin of how you manage in terms of getting even permission to choose such a delicate topic. If you felt any restraints in university, or they were all open to it, and how did you fund it?
So the funding actually came out of myself. It was very much a passion project, and because I'm a student, I couldn't spend so much. So I'm very, very good at selling people my dream, and I met some amazing creatives who would work with a student with like a smaller fee. And it was at one of the fetish events that I met my really lovely cameraman who, I paid with 5 guys, and he was very happy with that. And yeah, so the nature of Central St. Martin's is that they like their students to be very alternative. So they were very supportive in that way, and of course they understand that subculture is like the essence of fashion and the essence of really what makes the change before it becomes a trend. And so they understood where I was coming from, and especially when I was talking about how McQueen went to Torture Garden, and Vivienne Westwood went to the Rubber Ball. Is really at the core of what we see as so subversive and so fantastic and awe-inspiring on the runway is fetish. So they were really, really supportive in that way. There were restraints in terms of, as an outsider, because I had always been interested in fetish as something that's anthropological rather than being an active participant or anything like that. I'm not a fetishist. And so as an outsider coming in, that was very difficult to talk to people about my idea and to earn their trust, and to be able to go into those clubs and those raves and take these pictures and film them. But once I kind of like interview by interview, and I showed how serious and committed I was to the project, people just began opening up and were really, really excited to show themselves and to show this pageantry that happens every month when people go out and dress as completely different identities. After a while, it got so much easier, and I'm so grateful to everyone.
That sounds really nice. And also, I think, it's a good way to start with paying with 5 guys. I think it's a good mentality of a low-budget producer, and you can always use it in the future at your own advantage. So well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We see humanity. That's the most important thing in your film. We see humanity behind all of the fashion, the costume, all of that. It's very well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. But yeah, thank you so much, Raegan, for sharing your insights. I love the Five Guys story as well. I'm sure a lot of people on the call can resonate with that. But it's really been a great pleasure having you on. We are towards the end of our live stream now. But with that, I just want to give a special thanks to yourself, Raegan, for coming on and sharing your experience. And congratulations again on Saturnalia. A special thanks to Thomas as well for joining us. And with that, I'd just like to quickly mention, you can go to Stream Auteur to subscribe and vote for your favorite film. And the awards ceremony will be taking place on the 25th to 26th of November. But with that, I just want to give a special thanks again to Raegan, Thomas, and Jay for coming on the live stream today. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me and for bearing with me as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a
Awesome.
nice day.
Have a good one.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.